Anastasia Beverly Hills claimed their new foundation. It is the perfect flawless second skin blurred matte finish. But is it really? Let's find out if it's all hype or the real deal. Hey my glam boo things. Today we are putting Anastasia Beverly Hills to the ultimate test. Here you have the brand new Impeccable Blur-Eating Second Skin Matte Foundation. It is made in Italy and it goes for $46. And then I also picked up the new Impeccable 24 Hours Blur-Eating Matte Setting Spray. It is made in Italy and it's $36. She also came out with a mini bottle for $17. And the setting spray, it's also claiming blur-eating soft matte, skin-like, lightweight, mattifying, long-lasting, non-drying, refreshing, no settling, translucent, vegan, and gluten-free. Sounds like a dream, right? But is it too good to be true? We're gonna apply, wear, and test these products all day long to see if they live up to the hype. So let's dive in. Excuse this, a pimple patch did that to me. Ugh. I guess I didn't know that my skin is extremely sensitive at the moment, and when I peeled the little thing off, it took some of my skin off. I wanted to freaking die. I guess this is the best time for my skin to try out a new foundation, because if this foundation looks good on top of all of this, then I guess it passes the test, right? So the finish of this foundation reminded me a little bit to the Prada foundation, also to this one from Christian Louboutin, and to my boo thing right here. This is my love, my obsession since day one. There's nothing here, to be honest with you. And I got one more, this one from Urban Decay. I actually saw people talking about, oh, that these two, they're the same, that they're super similar, yada yada yada. So we are gonna be swatching these four little babies next to the new one from Anastasia Beverly Hills to see how they compared, the shades, the finish, the glow they give. So I'm gonna be swatching the one from Anastasia Beverly Hills right here. This is the shade 2N. Here you have the one from Prada on the shade M and 40. You can already tell that it is darker than the one from ABH. I do feel that there's a gap between the shade 2N and 3N, and I know that if I feel like this between those two shades, I know some of you guys are feeling the same thing with some of the other shades. We need a little something more between those two shades. When I first went to get this in the store, I wanted the shade 3N, but when I swatched it in my face, it was way too dark for me. So I was like, okay, I guess I'm gonna have to go with the shade 2N, because there was nothing else in between for me, for my neutral undertone. But I also feel that the shade 2N, it is too light for my skin tone. I mean, it's okay for now because it's winter and this is as light as I can get, but I know that for summer with this shade, I'm gonna end up looking like a freaking ghost. Like, I'm not even going to attempt to put it on my face during summer. So I guess I'm gonna need another shade. When that time comes, I will have to deal with it and see what's up. But the shade range, it's definitely not the best. Then now let me swatch the one from Hourglass from the shade 6.5. I'm gonna have to open it up because again, there's nothing here. Here you have 6.5, and it's also darker than the one from Anastasia Beverly Hills. That's not a good look. And then the one from Christian Louboutin on the shade 30NC. Let me bump it right here. Okay, so far all of my foundations, the ones that I'm swatching right now, they are darker than the one from ABH, and that is not a good look. This is the one from Urban Decay. Ow, don't be splashing on me. On the shade 12 Light Neutral. That one is okay. That one is actually very similar to the shade 2N from ABH, but this foundation oxidizes though. So that's the reason why it's okay. It looks light now, but after like a few minutes, it doesn't look that light on my skin. That's not the case with this one though. You can actually see some glow on the one from Anastasia Beverly Hills. You see a little bit more glow on the one from Prada. And then the glow between the one from Anastasia Beverly Hills and the Hourglass is very similar. This one from Urban Decay, it is the one that dries the fastest. Like this, after like a few minutes, 2-3 minutes, it's already basically dried down. And this one right here, which is the one from Christian Louboutin, it's a little tiny bit more matte than the one from Anastasia Beverly Hills. See? This one, the one from Anastasia Beverly Hills, got a tiny little bit more glow than this one. A lot of people were comparing these two foundations, the one from Anastasia Beverly Hills and Urban Decay. They are not the same. This one from Urban Decay, it's more matte than the one from ABH, and again, it dries faster. If you're looking for something that is gonna dry down by itself with no powder and it's like completely matte, than this one from Urban Decay. At the same time, this is non-drying. If you have dry skin, you can still wear it. You just have to make sure that you prep your skin really good. The day that you're gonna put this on, use more of like a thicker, super hydrated moisturizing cream. But you can also wear this if you have dry skin. But again, something more matte, it will be this one from Urban Decay. This one is gonna give you a little bit more glow, a little more hydration, even though you're still gonna get that little nice, matte, blurred out finish. Okay, so I'll brought you all up in my grill. Make sure you shake your foundation. I'm gonna apply some on the back of my hand, about 1 pump. I think that will be enough. I'm gonna pick it up with my brush. This is the BK Beauty 115. I'm gonna make sure I coat the foundation really good on my bristles, and let's do this. Look at that coverage though. The coverage is insane. Wow. It covered the little pimples that I have right here on point. She is super, super blurry. Like, it's gonna give you that blurry finish right away. And this is gonna cover up everything. All of the little acne scars, imperfections, hyperpigmentation. Look at that. It left my skin literally looking like a filter. Like another layer of freaking brand new skin. Like, this doesn't even look like my skin. This is without and with only a little bit of foundation. It blended super quick. It's really nice and weightless. I love the blurry matte finish, but at the same time, it's not flat. It really, really gives you that soft focus effect, as you can see. Oh my gosh. And even though it's this matte, it doesn't feel dry at all. Like, not even a pinch, nothing. It actually feels really, really, really nice and hydrated. Like, I was not expecting this foundation to feel the way it feels or to look the way it looks on my dry AF skin right now. My skin is so dry right now that I was like, okay, this is not gonna work out. How can she come out with a matte foundation during winter? This is not gonna go good. This looks beautiful. It blended so beautifully and even. Like, it didn't settle into my fine lines, my dry patches. It didn't separate, it didn't crack. Like, it blended so perfect. Damn. Like, can you see that? Like, not even right here on the side of my nose. Normally, some foundation, after I blend them and I leave them sitting there for like 2 minutes, they start settling right here. This one is not even doing that. Okay? Like, the finish of this foundation, it's giving insane. It's wow. Oh my gosh. No, like, seriously. It looks beautiful, bro. Like, look at this. With and without. And I know it looks a little light right now, but I know that after I apply the rest of my makeup, my bronzer, powder, it's not gonna look that bad. Like, I didn't even bring it all the way down my neck, and you can't really see that much of a difference when it comes to my real skin tone and the foundation shade. It's okay. And it feels like nothing on the skin. I'm gonna apply one more pump. About that much. That is only a little bit. And this should be more than enough for this side of the face. Like, look at the difference between my real skin and the finish of the foundation. It gives like a flawless porcelain finish. It gives you like a flawless porcelain finish. I really didn't want to apply foundation right here, but it's okay. Let's just see how it covers. Wow. Today I didn't even took my time doing my skincare, prepping my skin for makeup. I literally only apply a little bit of eye cream and a little bit of moisturizing cream, and that's it. And the way that this foundation is giving me this matte finish, but at the same time it's non-drying at all. I mean, like, what the heck is in this little bottle right here? I mean, they claim so far it looks like second skin. Yes, it does. It feels like nothing. It's not heavy, it's not makeup-y. The blur it gives, it is insane. And everything about the finish, like the coverage, the way it looks. It's giving you the perfect hydration, the perfect amount of glow. Like, it's not glowy. It's only giving you like the little tiny little bitty of glow for your skin to look natural and healthy, but matte, not glowy. I'm gonna be using the Luminous Silk Liquid Bronzer from Armani. If this looks good on top of this foundation is good. Because let me tell you that the formulation of this liquid bronzer, it is very tricky. It dries itself, it is matte, you have to make sure that you blend it quick with certain brush, and it doesn't look good on top of every foundation. It can look very patchy and muddy on some foundations. So let's see. I'm gonna apply a little bit on the back of my hand. Work this little by little. Don't apply too much in the back of your hand because it dries down super quick. So if you apply too much in the back of your hand, you're gonna end up wasting it. I'm using the Scott Barnes 65 brush. And let's see. It looks good. Wow, look how stunning this liquid bronzer from Armani looks on top of this foundation from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is like heaven right now. And it's not pulling the foundation, it's not separating it, it's not moving nothing underneath. I'll apply a little bit more. Let me finish the other side and let me speed this up. Now let's see how the blush blends on top of the foundation. This is the shade Toasted Teddy from Rhode. I'm gonna apply it directly into my skin because the point is that I wanna see if it's gonna lift up my foundation. I'm gonna blend it with the BK Beauty 116 brush, and yes, I applied the blush directly into my skin. Normally I like to pick it up with the brush and then apply it on my face. But this is gonna let me know right now if it's going to lift up the foundation or if this blush is going to blend like a dream on top of this foundation. And as you can see, it is blending like a dream on top of this new foundation from Anastasia Beverly Hills. Like, I'm dying. This foundation, it's giving so far, because we still have to see how it wears though. We have a long way to go. We still have a couple of hours before I tell you for real if I like it or not. But so far, it's so good. Like, do you saw how quick my blush just blended on top of this foundation? Like, look at this. And this is a lot. I'm not even gonna cut this clip so you can look. Done. Wow. Oh, right here. Beautiful. I ended up applying a little bit more blush. Why not? Blend. And then I'm gonna go in with my concealer and we're gonna set and do all the final touches. I have to clean my house. They just finished my media wall and they left the house like a mess. So I have to put everything back, the couches, you know, and all that good stuff that is really not that good. For concealer, I'm gonna be using, I guess, the one from Anastasia Beverly Hills. No, we're not. We're gonna be using this one right here from Anastasia Beverly Hills, of course. And this is the shade 5. I love this concealer. Actually, there's like barely some left in here. I have to get me another one, which I will, but the coverage of this concealer, it is so good. On the forehead, the nose, the chin, was. And I can already tell that this is like a match made in heaven. The finish of this concealer with the finish of this foundation is gonna be more than chef kiss, because this is also like a matte, super full coverage concealer that looks really natural on the under eyes. To die for. Okay, so now let's see how the powder bronzer applies on top of the foundation. I'm gonna be using this one from NARS with my Surratt bronzer brush. You already know that the creams blend beautifully on top of the foundation. Now the powders too. Look at this. Flawless. Everything is blending so pretty on top of this foundation. Now I want to see how the Patrick's blushes doing it the Patrick's way look on top of this ABH foundation. First we're gonna apply, let me make sure that my brush is clean because the last time I used it is when I reviewed his blushes that they're super pigmented. First we're gonna apply the powder. My face, it's really looking like a filter. No joke. First the powder. And then a little bit of the cream, not too much. Look at this. I'm gonna bring you all the way in because it deserves for you to be all over my grill so you can really see how good my skin looks right now. Look at this. My skin is skinning. It is giving everything that is supposed to be given and more. I know that you can literally stare at my skin right now and you won't find not even one thing wrong. Because look at this. The forehead, the blush, the bronzer, the coverage, the finish. Eatable. I want to eat my own skin right now. That's how good it looks. Everything looks so blurred in. It's just so blurred out. Like my skin is actually so blurred right now that my camera is having a hard time focusing on my face. That's crazy. Let me clean the beauty marks. I really want you to understand that the only thing that you can actually see on my skin right now is this. And this is not even normal. This is literally like some of my skin came off when I freaking pulled the pimple patch, however you call that freaking thing that got me so aggravated. If not, that won't even be there. But again, this is the only thing that you can see if you look at my whole entire face. Nothing else. You cannot see no hyperpigmentation, no scars, no marks, no pimples, no... Nothing, Bootang, nothing. I don't want to put too much on top of the situation that I have going on right here. It wasn't supposed to happen to me, but it did. So it's not normal. We're gonna act like if it's not even there. We're gonna look at everything else but this. I don't want to put too much foundation. I don't want to cake it up with powder, so I'm not. We're gonna leave it just like this, deal. We're not gonna pay attention to it. And I'm gonna set my whole entire face, but this little area right here. That, we're gonna leave it the way it is. This is how my skin is looking before I set it with powder. Here you have the forehead, the cheeks, everything looks on point. It's not settling right here on the side of my nose. I already set my concealer, so I do have powder under my eyes and like all over this area. I also put a little bit of powder on my smile lines, not too much. Besides that, that's it. It's not feeling sticky or wet or tacky. The foundation pretty much feels dry on my skin and it's not transferring at all. I'm gonna be using my Makeup Forever powder foundation on the top of my pores, and then I'm gonna be setting my face with the pressed powder from Christian Louboutin. I'm gonna be using my Rare Beauty powder brush. First, I'm gonna be using this one, and I'm gonna apply it on my T-zone, like on top of my forehead, a little bit right here, on the nose, under the smile lines, and a little bit right here. My smile lines look so much better after I did the sculpture. And pretty much you can tell because they were really getting on my last nerves, because I got my lips done and I got them big and I kept going back for more. It got to a point that my smile lines, they were really creasing, like they were really like, they were there, okay? And I got the sculpture done and now they're like basically back to normal. So I'm done with the Christian Louboutin. I'm gonna be using the same powder brush and I'm gonna pick up a little bit of the powder foundation from Makeup Forever. Not so much. I need a lighter shade though, because this one is like my skin tone and I don't like to use this shade as powder. And this is such a beautiful finishing powder, even though it is a foundation. The way that this blurs your skin, love. And I'm not gonna apply too much because I want all of the blurriness to come from the foundation, only from the foundation. So I only applied a little bit. I'm not even gonna keep going. This is it. My skin looks so beautiful. I'm obsessed. It got a little late for me. Again, I have guys working in my house, so between this and that, it's about to be 2 p.m. But don't worry, I'm gonna try to have the foundation on for at least 6, 7, pushing 8 hours. I have to clean, so I'm gonna be doing a lot. I'm gonna be up and down cleaning this and that, even though I'm not going to be outside too much. I have to do like 2 errands, but besides that, everything else is gonna be indoors. And it's super cold outside, so we're gonna do what we gotta do. It's gonna be what it has to be. And let's see how this foundation looks, I don't know, in 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 hours. Fingers crossed, bro, because I really love the way it looks right now. Like, I really want to love this foundation at the end of the day. Like, I love what it's doing to my face right now. I really do. I'm gonna be showing you my lip combo on a short video, so stay tuned for that one. And I'm leaving, baby. I will see you in a few hours. Mwah. Love you. But before I leave, we can't forget to apply the setting spray. We almost forget. It is freezing in here. I'm about to put the freaking heat on my house because I can. I swear, like my hands, they are so cold. I'm thinking about putting the setting spray only in half of my face so we can kind of see the difference between like which one is more long lasting with the setting spray or without, instead of like putting it on my whole entire face, right? Yeah, that's a good idea. So let's shake it, and I'm gonna be using my little fan here to like cover this side of the face and only apply it in this one. My type of mist have to be continuous. You know, like the ones that you like press and they're like shh. Those are my type of mist. So hopefully this one, it's like that. Let's see. Yeah. And it smells good. It smells fresh. I like it. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I applied a lot. Yeah. Let me apply a little bit more right here. That's it. Okay, so I have the setting spray all over this face and not here. Let's see which one looks better at the end of the day. The setting spray claims to give you a little bit of blurriness. I mean, I'm not really seeing too much of a difference when it comes to that. If anything, I feel that now the side with the setting spray looks a little bit more glowy than without. What do you think? Yes. It does. And this is just soft matte, blurring, lightweight, matte is fine. So it's not supposed to be glowy. It claims to be matte is fine. But you can actually see the glow popping through right here. You don't see that. You see it, but not so much. And I don't have highlighter. I'm not gonna apply highlighter today at all. It's not like a crazy difference, to be honest with you, but even from here, you can actually see the glow that the setting spray gave me. Okay. I was expecting it to give me more blurriness though. Like, I don't know, for some reason in my mind, I'm like, okay, so after I apply the setting spray, this side, it's gonna look like a lot more blurred out now. And that wasn't the case, but let's just see. I will give you a check-in in about 2 hours. This is how the foundation looks right after glamming. This is the side with the setting spray and without. I do see a little bit more glow in this side with the setting spray. Not too much, but it did give me a little bit more glow. I'm about to eat. Let's see what happens after. I was just eating, so excuse if I have lipstick and stuff down here, but this is how everything is looking after 2 hours. Okay, so this is after 6 hours. I cleaned this and I put this little thing again, but I make sure I took this most of the stickiness off. So it's barely hanging there, but I really didn't want to have no makeup on top of there. But this is what we have so far. It is settling a little bit on my smile lines, but not that bad. Normally by now with other foundations that will look a lot worse. I already had the foundation on for 8 hours. And besides the smile lines, I feel that it looks and feels the same way it did like 6 hours ago. It did come over here on my chin. It must have been when I cleaned this little situation that I have going on down there. Besides that, I love the way it feels. It feels super comfortable on the skin still. It's not feeling makeup-y. It's not feeling heavy. I can't complain. And I'm back after 8 hours. Who's ready? I really thought that because it is so cold outside, this foundation was gonna end up looking dusty, crusty, musty. This is how it looks right now. I'll lower my lights a little bit so you can see everything better. Damn, I have all of my bronzer and my blush. It didn't move, not even a little bit. And I still love the way that my under eyes look right here. Like on this area, because sometimes this right here be getting messy. Like if the foundation starts to move around and stuff, forget it. But look at this. The rest of my makeup lasted a very long time on top of this foundation from ABH. I am actually obsessed with the new Anastasia Beverly Hills Impeccable Blurring Second Skin Foundation. It is everything you could want in a foundation. The formulation is super weightless, the coverage is so incredible, and it leaves my skin feeling blurred, flawless, natural, all at once. This foundation is gonna give your skin one of the most soft, beautiful matte finish that doesn't feel heavy or cakey or weird or annoying or greasy at the end of the day. This is truly for all skin types. If you have dry skin, you can wear it normal, combination, and if you have oily skin, you are going to be in love, committed to this foundation. I feel that the perfect description for this foundation, it's really like a real life second skin, because that's exactly the way I felt when I put it on my face. Like when I saw that even and beautiful coverage, I was like, damn, this doesn't even look like my skin. Flawless, beautiful, impeccable. That's exactly what this foundation is. It gives impeccable skin. And for the wear test, I mean, it completely blew me away. I wore for like 8 hours, more than that now, and it stayed looking beautifully intact. No settling, no creasing, no cakiness, and even in this cold ass weather, this foundation stayed looking fresh and smooth, which I was not expecting that at all. Like in my mind, the matte finish of this foundation in this cold weather, it is definitely a no-go for me. I know that this is not going to end well. And the fact that I basically have a full face of makeup on right now says a lot, okay? Like means a lot to me, because me, after so many hours, after doing so much with other foundations, I don't be having bronzer, I definitely don't be having blush, none of this. And I know that if I touch up and apply a little bit of powder here and there, some setting spray, I know that I'm good to go for what? Like another 3-4 hours, maybe more. I know that this foundation won't let me down. She is truly long lasting, game changer. We definitely needed something like this, because I was low-key getting tired of the whole glowy, super hydrated finish. No more. Let's give it a break. And that wraps up my full wear test and review of the ABH Impeccable Foundation and the 24 hours Impeccable Setting Spray. But let me know in the comments if you're gonna be trying these products out, or did you already try them out? Don't forget to like this video, subscribe down below, and hit the notification bell so you never miss any of my honest reviews, beauty videos. I don't want you to miss a thing. Don't forget that I love you to the moon and back, and mwah, I see you on the next one.